people, welcome to the Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now today I'm going to be talking about one of the most disastrous gang operations in Jamaican history. Disastrous in terms of the impact it left on the community that was targeted. I would say this is the mother of all gang attacks, simply because of the speed. How much was done in a very short space of time. The attack was carried out by men from the Tivoli Gardens community, West Kingston, and the area where them attack was, let's just call it Maxfield. It wasn't just the specific avenue, Maxfield Avenue. There was also Russell Road and Sunlight and them places. But you know, people just call everything in that general area Maxfield. So get out the man them running for Maxfield. I'm going to tell you now why the operation took place and why I rank it up there beside Tredegar Park as a perfect case study for what happens when a gang becomes so big and so bold that they can not only dominate their turf, but they can also launch attacks outside of their territory and make it home back in a one piece. Not many organizations can do that. But before we go any further, I want to send a special Patreon birthday shout out to Alexander. Bro, big up yourself. Know you're tuning in, long time listener, long time supporter. Hope you have a great day. Unfortunately for you, your birthday drop on a Sunday. You know that guy already. Locked down in the yard, but I'm sure you'll probably go find somewhere if you enjoy yourself the same way. So big up yourself and wish you the best. See? Alright. So, Maxfield Garden, what happened? How many people recognize the two people on them screen right now? Well, the short man on the right is Shortman, aka Dodos. And the man where you see beside him, the taller one, that's none other than Jati. Real name Mark Anthony Coe. Yes, Mark Anthony. In case you don't know, Jim Brown knew them have some of the bossiest name them you would ever find. In case you don't know who Mark Anthony was, he was a Roman politician and general. And depending on who you ask, he's one of history's biggest lover boys / girl clown. The reason why I say depending on who you ask is because, well, he was married to Cleopatra. You would have heard about Cleopatra. And after hearing words say, by the way, it wasn't even true that Cleopatra was dead, Mark Anthony decides that life was no longer worth living and plunge a knife in her belly, only to find out that Cleopatra was still alive. So for some people, the story is very romantic. For others, you need a prescription to help fight off the coronavirus. But anyway, the name Mark Anthony was the name, but that was Jati's real name. Jati was actually the real heir apparent to the West Kingston quote unquote Donship throne, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the Coke Empire. Jati was the one that was actually going to take it over and run it. It dropped in a Dodos hand. Dodos was not supposed to become the Don. Especially at the time, he simply wasn't ready. Jati did already start touch the streets. Jati did already start go on ops. A matter of fact, out of all of the brother them, Jati was the most 87 like Don. By that me mean say, Jati was like in the streets, going pan ops, running pan people, shoot have a man, rob man, take all them things, take all them jewelry, go for enemies, launch operations in a neighboring communities where them are rival with. Jati was 87. So he had the 87 side of it, and then he was now transitioning into becoming the Don, the 90. Until February 2nd, 1992. Jati arrived on Maxfield. Man shot him off. pick up a couple rounds, ride go down the road, go drop. So you know that guy ready. People start getting nervous. What gonna happen? Jatty. Not just one Jim Brown youth them, but Jim Brown golden goose. Look on Jatty. Dead stamp of Jim Brown. He's the most Jim Brown out of all of Jim Brown pitting them. And you know how people always talk about Dodos going to Arden High, right? Good student. I don't know how many people know this, but Jatty actually went to Wolmer's High. So Jatty never just have boasting name, him go boast the school. Right? Cause you know Wolmer's thing tough already. So Jatty was educated, contrary to popular belief. Love the badness though. Remember the culture. The culture of being a youth who grew up under the legacy of Jim Brown's son. For him a little youth to come up, he did have him own ratings even though he never even started nothing yet. Daddy love him like cook food. Him siblings them love him like cook food. As a matter of fact, even in this picture, you can still say Dodos. You can read body language. You can see the Dodos. I give him that, you know, big bro. Everything good for either side of me. Skin off in teeth. As a matter of fact, look on Sharpman duffel bag. When you see how that in him on, right? Cash. So when you see nothing really know under the sun. It's just that in them time, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook. So pictures were rare. Well, people always talk like, you know, Dodos was always this person who was reclusive. Not really. Especially before him become done. And next thing you have to check out is the man them fit. Right now, in 2021, people look upon them fit and say, alright, what kind of puppy show thing this? But them days there, right, this was the beats. This was the style. Right, the style where you see Jatty a beat, right, that was they gonna dance, I say you see the man them. Right, that was the rich look. And you have to remember say fashion has always played a big part, right, in a Jamaican culture, especially dancehall culture, even badness culture. Right. The different crew them are for them. Right. Fashion the West Kingston man them have them thing. Right. Roses man they be coming for them monster style. But to be honest, it kinda spooky. Right. Right. The Sunrise man they did that for them thing. Right. People might remember the African crew. So different crew, different swag. So earlier you me mentioned what happened to Jatty, right? Jatty man find bike on Maxfield. Madness start. The whole dynasty, right, get shake up because the transition, right, was supposed to be smooth. Now that Jatty gone, all kind of madness, people are look around with who actually take over. Right? It could be Liberty, it could be Dodos, who are run it could be one of the old time man and show up as who take over the thing. Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, right, Dodos and become the Don. But Dodos was very close to Jatty. To the point where, enough of the actions them Dodos take in retaliation for the Jatty can only be described as irrational. It was clearly in them feelings. You see, people have it to say, Liberty violent, but Dodos wasn't. That's the unicorn meat. It's just that Liberty was faster to use violence than Dodos. If you think any man, right, can become the Don of West Kingston, right, when in a violence, they ain't even link for some unicorn. That's complete rubbish. Liberty did just jump here. Liberty was just faster, right, to use violence. But those of you remember when Dodos witness, in that case, the main witness, did I give Uncle Sam some testimony? He relived a couple incidents, right? And if you notice, when you read the full transcript, Jatty name feature heavy in it. Right? One of the excerpts then, he mentioned a youth with them called Blood, where Dodos I say, if Blood never da antagonize the man named Max Steel, what happened to Jatty wouldn't happen to him. So they'd have up Blood. And next thing you hear, he got branded with that dreadful title, the title you can't have in a quote-unquote Batman place, Informer. Right. Next thing you hear, saying Depo and Kiat and him way to the train line. And if you know nothing about that train line, the amount of man will get dumped there so. Right. Anyway, the witness also mentioned that they just the other a snap operation come out of nowhere. Let's get up some man, send him go to Maxfield. And in a complete random act of violence, right, about 4 or 5 people lose them life. But you know, if you understand, say, it got worse. You see, after Jati lose him life, every opportunity guard him and them get. If you attack Maxfield, them not take it. Right. You could pot shots here, pot shots there. Right. But this operation, what the witness had described, was not the worst. It's not the operation that I consider to be the mother of all gang attacks. You see, long after Jati gone, people are say, well, you know, guard them and them already carry out couple ups and, you know, people are lose them life and all kind of things. Even though sometimes people are deny, say, well, you know, nothing to do with guard. Right, when guard man them carry out them ups, right? Them have them PR will follow right after. You don't have nothing to do with, you know. Right, and people make up things to get views. So long after years pass, I guess Maxfield people think say all was forgotten. But that was not the case. It was a Jati memorial. I don't know what flying at the guard the man named Ed. The man them launched a coordinated attack. Maxfield Avenue, Russell Road, Sunlight, multiple vehicles full of 87s. Them strike one time. One vehicle gone upon the road, next gone upon the road, one gone down there so. 87 I hang out a vehicle. Man I stop to make sure say yeah, that one they gone for real. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody was prepared for it. People drop like fly. Even to this day, the actual number of victims is disputed by people who live at Maxfield. You will hear figures as low as 12, you will hear it as high as 15, 16. People that say 7 dead, people that say 8 dead. It was complete madness. But what made this attack so deadly was the fact say they were moving on in a vehicle. Right? And they just drive on the avenue them and everybody with them see, everything with them see, yeah, the man them a light up. And remember, when you know 87s and for them shooting already. So the fact say them hit so much people, you know much people them see. You know say enough rounds get fired. Them end up back up and look resistance. Right? I look one man, you know, they have him thing. Decide say I go challenge. Right? Put back up rounds half one of the car them. A man that the car end up get shot. You know what the man them doing? Remember now, this is them fellow 87. Them just up on Upswit. What them do? Carry him go up on a Spanish Town Road and dash him out of the car. I guess it was 87 business, nothing personal. So I saw people could have traced it back and realize say, oh, I got the man them operation. Because as I say by now, it was so long after that Jati did enough people not expect something like that. People that say, you know, I want thing when it's fresh and it just happened. But years after, nobody now look for that happen. Only Chadiga Park rival it in my opinion. Chadiga Park rival it from the standpoint of the amount of people who lose them life. The amount of man who go up on the ups. But the reason why I said this is the mother of all gang attacks is because Chadiga Park end up start drag on for a long period of time. The 87s get confused. Man a try escape and turn fool. Man a try jump in a river. Man a try running a house and a high till man all belly start run and man wet up themselves, and I'm not talk about number one, I talk about number two. Oh, and by the way, the brother where they end up, right, wet up himself, number two, he's currently on the Klansman trial. He's currently one of the 32 man them, right, who have faced the courts. And even after an incident like that, the police put on so much rounds off of them to the point where the man belly start run. You that think say me that done his badness after him survive and get away, no? Him go right back to it. To the point where him actually rise through the ranks of clans. Became quite influential in the gang and the black man faction. And now let's see where it lead to. And let's see where him there. But don't worry, we'll soon hear more about him. So, guard man them demonstrate their ability to strike fast, right, and get away. Remember the police them, they lose them life. Multiple police officers lost their life after what happened to Chris Royal. Remember? Remember how fast that our security guard get catching it? A completely random security guard who never take part in the operation, but they kill Chris Royal. But guard man them, right, with a bike or a car, they could get in and get out very quickly, even when time they far from them yard. And I guess it was that overconfidence that ended up caused Chris Royal him life, because him stray all the way, right, from West Kingston, right, can't carry out ups, and we know how that end up for him. So when you have a gang, like a presidential clique, like a Klansman, that is capable, right, of deploying, just like how, right, police are left barracks, so they go for operation and then come back. When you have a gang, we set out from them base, so them go for operation, right, then we come back. You know, if you understand the size of the threat, you know, if you understand, say at the time, presidential clique, right, was a monster. You know, so West Kingston thing kinda, you know, it's scattered all over the place and disorganized now. But at the time, it was well within their capabilities, and the results, right, show you that. The average gang, the average crew can only, right, run go down on one lane, go fire some shot and run come back home. That's most, right, local gang in Jamaica. Right. Them can sneak up in the night, fire a couple rounds and run go back where they come from. Very few organizations have the ability to pull off something like the Maxfield Avenue attack or Chadiga Park, or when Stone Crusher used to launch film operations. Now if you understand, say, when gangs get to them size, right, when gangs are so well armed, and then on top of it, have the confidence, right, with them gain over time, because they must say, well, we go shot 2, then we go shot 3, then we go shot 4, then we go share along the whole community. Right. And so gangs stay, them keep testing them limits, right, they come like pitney. They must say which part of the boundaries, say how far we can push it. And as usual, Jamaican authorities have a way where them wait till the gang get better. They wait till the gang get well armed. Right? They wait till the gang get well funded. That's when they want to get rid of it. Right? Them see, when time I do some little flame, you know, right, they can throw water upon it and out it. No. Right? They wait till the gang become this behemoth, right, we stretch across multiple communities. Right? We all gonna firing, branch out all over the place. That's when they hear them say, alright, it's time to get rid of them now. Let's not act when time them only have 5 victims. Let's wait till them get 500 victims. Let's not act when time them only have 5 rifles. Let's wait till them have 500 rifles. Know when the task is much harder. Know when time they've had 10 years of charity tricks, right, and them have enough of the people in the community on them side, emotionally attached to them. Yeah, let's run in at that point. Right. But if you understand, say, it always boils down, right, to leadership. Can't do it or don't want to do it. Yeah, the man them could have go in a Maxfield go do that. Right. Purely for the fact say them feel like it. Them feel like it and they were capable of doing it. The same reason why Klansman would have run at Chadiga Park. The same way many gangs. Because there's been a lot of gang attacks over the years. And even though no people are going to say, well, that one did worse and that one did worse. I'm just telling you, right, the one meeting is the mother of them all. Right. But there's been many gang attacks over the years. Right. Coordinated, disastrous outcomes. And what make it easier for 87s inflict this kind of damage is because the people them can't defend themselves. In Chadiga Park, even though a Klansman wasn't exactly efficient, the people them couldn't do nothing. But lock up in a house, hide in a room, people that try to throw a picnic over a wall so they can get away. All kind of madness. I bet say them they go to Chadiga Park and woke up in a 20 residents, right, who were armed, the outcome would have been completely different. Notice even the Maxfield operation. At one time rounds start reach back, guard them on them, right, have to call it off and take out themselves, them even take a casualty. Right. So imagine if 20 people did a fire back. I talk about legal fire back, I not talk about no gunman thing, I talk about legal residents who can defend themselves. One time gang are running in communities in Mobile, communities in St. Catherine, communities in Kingston. The most people can do is call the police and hope to them reach on time. Let's say the police take 10 minutes to reach, which would be extremely fast by the way. But let's say them take 10 minutes to reach. Do you know how much damage you can do in 10 minutes? Even by 87's shooting standards, you know how much damage you can do in 10 minutes by the time the police come? If people can't defend themselves, if law-abiding residents can't defend themselves, they can still call police now. But while the police come, you are doing your own defending. Things like Chadiga Park can't happen. At least not to that extent. And even knowing that their mind say, people can put up resistance, that will be enough to put off the Fury 87. So, in order to really stop these large-scale gang operations, the people must be able to defend themselves. Because you can call police all you want, you can call King Alarm all you want. By the time them get there, 87s are going to inflict most of them damage already. There must be resistance immediately. There must be 87s fire the first round and then immediately 8 rounds fire back. This only part running that place, people call and wait in one corner wait. Strum man, where them man, where them man? Right, how them not reach it, how them not reach it? That give 87 the time to go around and pick and choose and say you come here, you come here. Alright, we can take ourselves. Especially if them know how long it take from the station to the community. Especially if them have one links in the station, but I tell them when them come. Whenever I see stories about rampaging 87s going through communities and light up the place, and people always say, where was this and where was that? Why did they never respond faster? The real question is, why are criminals allowed to attack people and people can't defend themselves legally? That's the real question. I notice their favorite leaders. Them not have no system in place where them are going to ever get attacked and them are going to call police and wait. None. There's a reason why them have legal matic and them have bodyguard. Because them know say 10 minutes is long enough. 10 minutes is enough time for 87s run to them yard and light them up. Then they depend on that. And when travel on the road, for them security, armed security, because them know say them can't just have their phone and oh well look, somebody's attacking me, let me call for some help from them. Them know say nothing go so. Them know say them need a response right there so. if somebody challenge them if you can defend themselves, right there so. Right? They will tell you that. But them don't want to give you that courtesy. Right? Them say, listen, me I go make my guard, right, defend me right now, immediately, while the threat is active. Right? Or I go defend myself cause them have them thing. But you, hear what you do. Just call police and wait, man. They'll get there eventually. Complete madness. Police can only do so much. JDF can only do so much. The citizens, those who are of that mindset, should be able to better defend themselves. People can talk about it. You talk about FLA 100 times, much more you gotta talk about it. 150 more times. That's the answer. Matter of fact, 1500 more times. If you have a problem with that, hit the dislike button and do like Michael Jackson. Beat it. So I just want to finish out the video by adding on the fact that the reason why this can take place so easy is because the general public can't really defend themselves. The whole people just talk about bad man thing and talk about this and that. Call it a day. That's one of the things them would make me end up get motivated to even take up YouTube. Because I was like, you know what? Man, I talk about this and I talk about that. Why people not talk about why things like that can happen? So now if you understand. Until certain things fix, 87s I got always can just have them way. Because you're now relying on the fact that them now come for you. You're now relying on the fact that them now go invade your community and broke into your house. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. BIA, you don't know, more life. Vulture squad, stay circling. Bless.